While Michael Jordan never faced the same type of hate and criticism that LeBron James does, he's not the most well-liked guy on the planet. However, the dislike of the legend is far outmatched by love. People worship Jumpman. That doesn't make all the stories about him untrue, like the one where he allegedly bet a female MTV reporter's virginity as a prize in a dice game with Russell Simmons, a move most modern-day athletes wouldn't imagine making, due to good things like, common sense, morals, PR people, and being a decent human being. If only social media existed back then. Anyways, for the most part, MJ's coworkers disliked him because of his hyper-competitiveness. At times, MJ was just brutal. He would make his 18-year-old draft pick, Kwame Brown, cry in front of his teammates. He punched his own teammates. This is just some of the stuff that surfaced. Imagine what hasn't. Michael was simply too competitive to make friends with fellow NBA players. This can't be confused with the fact that, at times, he just didn't want to be friends. Jordan says he himself could never be friends with the guys he competed with. In summary, MJ gained some enemies during his career. So today's video will be all about players who disrespected Michael Jordan. Isiah Thomas. The feud between Michael Jordan and Isiah Thomas has been going on for decades. And its latest chapter comes from when a quote from the former Pistons guard went viral. In the quote, Thomas said that the beef between the two would carry on until he got an apology from Jordan. But Thomas took to Twitter to clear everything up and plug an article that has his full comments, so there would be no misinterpretation. Thomas had this to say about his former rival. When I was watching The Last Dance, I'm sitting there and I'm watching with my family, and I'm thinking this is good. And then this guy comes on television and says he hates me. And then I proceed to watch a whole documentary about him being a hater. I'm like, wait a minute, time out. Until I get a public apology, this beef's gonna go on for a long time. Because I'm from the west side of Chicago. The Last Dance was a documentary film that centered around the Bulls dynasty back in the 90s. But it heavily revolved around Jordan. During the documentary, Jordan ripped Thomas several times, not only for his and the Pistons' playing style that many considered dirty, but also for how he carried himself with sportsmanship. Jordan specifically had an issue when almost the entire Detroit team, including Thomas, walked off the court before the game was over in Game 4 of the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals when the Bulls swept the Pistons. Detroit was being blown out. And in the game's final moments, most of the team left without shaking the Bulls' hands. The two have never made amends for their beef as players, and even in retirement, it continues on. Corey Benjamin. Benjamin entered the 1998 NBA Draft, where he was picked number 28 overall by, guess who? Chicago Bulls. That pick came shortly after Jordan had retired, and not long after the Bulls had won yet another NBA championship. At the time, Jordan was trying to distance himself from the Bulls because of the drama he felt was coming out of the team's front office. But that distance would close quickly. One day at practice, Benjamin was talking with Jordan's teammate and friend Randy Brown. Benjamin told Brown that he could beat Jordan easily if they played in a one-on-one game. It didn't take long before Brown spread the news to his teammates and, of course, to Jordan himself. Not long after that, Jordan stopped by practice. He walked in with sweats and a top with cut-off sleeves, like he was there to play. And he was. It didn't take long for Jordan to show Benjamin who was boss. One of the Bulls players shouted, 8-3, Michael, as Jordan barely broke a sweat and started talking trash, telling Benjamin what he was gonna do next. After hitting a jump shot and telling Benjamin that he could do that all day, Michael looked up to the banners hanging around the practice facility. "Look around you," Michael declared. "What do you see?" After a few more easy baskets, the game was over. It was Jordan, not Benjamin, who won easily. After the last shot, Jordan asked Benjamin to sit down with him. "Don't call me out of retirement to do this again." Talk about this one-on-one game had gotten around the league, and Jordan made it clear to the media how he felt about it. Charles Barkley. The fractured relationship between Barkley and Jordan came about, as Charles recounts, when 10 years ago he criticized Jordan and questioned his ability to succeed as the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. I said I didn't think Michael Jordan had enough support around him to be successful. I said it, and I had no problem saying it because it was the truth. He took offense and called me out. It wasn't a pleasant conversation, and we haven't spoken since. Barkley acknowledged that he knew after Jordan's call that they would go a while without speaking to each other, but that the relationship could have headed in a different direction. I thought it would happen, to be honest with you. And he's stubborn, and I'm stubborn, and that's it. Barkley mentioned what he would say to Jordan, with whom he has crossed paths with several times in recent years without speaking, if he were to meet him again. I would tell him that what I said was what I believed then. I'm sorry you were offended. Let's get over this and get back to playing golf and having fun. Yeah, knowing Jordan, he would be totally okay with this. Stephon Marbury. Stephon Marbury is one of the very few people to publicly trash Michael. Trashing a guy who used his Hall of Fame speech such as means to settle scores with people from his past isn't the wisest thing to do, especially when he's one of the most powerful people in your profession. During the NBA lockout, Jordan, an NBA owner now, sided with the other owners instead of players. So this is what Marbury had to say. Michael faked Jordan as a sellout. Period. He forgot which hole he came out of. I said it. Stephon X Marbury. MJ went from MJ the Black Cat to a guy who forgot he was a player. Sell your team if you can't make a profit. You're just a regular dude now. When he wrapped the Bulls for $36 million for 1 year, no one said nothing about it. He's just a man. I know he's some people's god, but real is real. Dude forgot he played and demanded millions. He wasn't my idol. I just loved his game. He never did nothing that I knew about to change the life off of the court other than hit cats over the head for a $150 sneakers and still doing it. Jim Brown said it best. Mickey Mouse type cat. Wave and break your pocket for as long as he can. He didn't create nothing. The game was played way before him. Well, damn, someone's salty. Robert Parrish. Jordan constantly demanded perfection from his teammates, and whenever any of them fell short of his standards, he would let them know about it by the most Jordan way possible. This is exactly what happened with Parrish. During one tense practice, Parrish messed up executing a play. It didn't take long for Jordan to get in his face. Parrish, who already had 3 championships and 2 decades worth of experience in the association by that time, was not about to take Jordan's criticism. He got right in Jordan's face and let him know he wasn't going to be treated like a rookie or a second-class citizen. He was at half court and I was at the top of the key. I think that he was a bit ticked off too, because the second team was kicking their butt, and I was talking trash and didn't back down. He said he would kick my butt, and I told him that if he felt that strongly about it, come and get some. That was the end of it. We didn't have another conversation. Parrish joined the Bulls when he was 43, becoming one of the oldest players in league history. The Chief admitted that he should have retired earlier than he did. And what do you think about Jordan? Does he deserve the disrespect? I would love to hear back from you, so let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.